25 stores that are dying due to the post-pandemic economic crisis. The feelings of the great economic empires in the United States are shaken. The biggest economic crisis that has been experienced in recent years is approaching. The inflation produced by the COVID-19 pandemic, the issuance of inorganic money for economic stimulus, and the war in Ukraine is having its consequences. Not even the commercial empires of Walmart, Macy's, and Best Buy are escaping from the financial debacle that is coming. The economic crisis that is gripping the US is leading large retail chains to close their doors. This shutdown will have disastrous consequences for the US economy. Thousands of workers will lose their jobs and the livelihood of their families. This is the beginning, suggests a CNN economic study that tells us. The worst is yet to come for America's malls. The pandemic left an unforgettable mark on the economy of these large commercial chains, and many of these will never open their doors again. That is why in today's video we will show you 25 chain stores that are closing their doors and are at risk of disappearing. Before continuing, support our work with a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our videos. 1. Macy's. It is an American chain of high-end department stores founded in 1858 by Roland Hussey. Macy was one of the largest retail chains by department in the United States, and it announced the closure of 125 of its stores over the next 3 years, after 2020. Due to the closure of its stores, around 2,000 employees would lose their jobs according to reports supplied by the retail store chain. But that's not all. The chain is preparing more closures after 2022. The chain confirmed to USA Today that they will close 6 Macy's stores and a Bloomingdale's outlet that are managed by the Macy's Corporation. Its net sales also dropped down 0.8% yearly to $5.6 billion, and its net income dropped from $345 million to $275 million in 2021. For many analysts, the drastic and economic measures taken by Macy's Corporation are the product of the pandemic and inflation that left the business in poor economic condition. 2. Bed Bath & Beyond. It is an American chain of domestic merchandise retail stores. This store has a lot of branches in America, Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. It has more than 350 stores, but in the first quarter of 2022, the company reported a net loss of $358 million and laid off 20% of its staff. The company has shut down 200 stores in the last 2 years. 3. Best Buy. The most successful home appliance retailer in recent years in the United States announced that it has been closing multiple stores across the country during 2019 and 2020. Although the company has not released the exact number of stores that have closed, some analysts estimate that at least 60 Best Buy stores have closed their doors in the past 3 years. Customers are astonished to see with their own eyes how their favorite chain of electrical appliances is closing many of its branches. 4. Amazon. As everyone knows, Amazon is one of the largest American multinational technology companies focusing on e-commerce. But despite having all the resources, it is also closing its doors across the US after its pandemic expansion left it with too much space. Since April 2022, it has closed its 66 non-food and non-convenience stores across the US. Amazon has closed its bookstores and 4-star and pop-up stores as well. 5. CVS. It's an American pharmacy company, and its headquarters is in Woonsocket. CVS is going to close about 900 stores over the next 3 years. They confirmed that closures would start in spring 2022, with 300 stores closed, and in the next 2 years, 600 stores will be closed by the company officials. Due to the pandemic, too many stores are stuck with bad lighting, depressing interiors, and a weak assortment of products. So after the closing of these stores, they will invest more in the remaining branches and boost them with a digital presence. So closures will help to establish a new retail footprint strategy aligned with evolving customer needs. 6. Rite Aid. It is an American drugstore chain-based corporation in Philadelphia. In 2021, the company suffered a record loss of $390 million. Therefore, It has announced that the company would be closing 145 stores by the end of 2022. The company will close all the branches without making any profit. By closing the unprofitable branches, the company will reduce the cost of goods and open new branches in profitable locations. 7. Sears. It is an American chain of department stores founded in 1892 by Richard Warren Sears and Alva Curtis. 10 years ago, this brand operated 3,500 stores. In 2018, Sears had up to 600 stores in the US, but now, after the pandemic, it has only 188 stores in the US. The company has closed most of its branches due to bankruptcy. Therefore, in different stages, it has shut down its non-profitable stores. 8. Kmart. This iconic retailer closed many of its branches by the end of 2021. Kmart is an American retail company with a big box department store chain. It had around 360 stores in the US in 2019, but 3 years later, just 3 stores remain open. According to CNN, the company first filed for bankruptcy in 2002. More than 2,100 Kmart stores were operating before shrinking to about 1,400 when Sears purchased it 3 years later. The newly merged company filed for bankruptcy again in 2018 and closed the majority of its store in a process known as a slow-motion liquidation. 9. Walgreens Pharmacy. There are 8,884 Walgreens stores in the U.S. as of November 7, 2022. In 2019, the company announced that it would close more than 200 stores. Now they are closing a few, but in small numbers. Slowly and gradually, they are closing stores in many areas of the U.S., like they have closed one branch in Florida, Colorado, and Massachusetts. 10. Kroger. It is an American retail company that operates different supermarkets and multi-department stores in the U.S. It is also one of the largest supermarket chains and makes hundreds of millions of dollars in profits. But still, it is shutting down grocery stores due to local hazard pay rules for essential workers. It has 2,726 supermarkets and 35 manufacturing plants in the U.S. In 2021, company sales rose to 15% despite COVID-19, but the company closed 10 stores in 2021. 11. Century 21. An American real estate agent franchise company founded in 1971. Due to bankruptcy after COVID-19 in September 2020, the company closed all of its 13 stores on the East Coast. In February 2022, they announced their return to South Korea, not the US. The company reported that it filed for bankruptcy because the company's insurance refused to pay claims that would help cover business interruption during the pandemic. 12. Nordstrom. It is an American luxury department store chain headquartered in Seattle. Despite COVID-19, it has secured $600 million in real estate investments, but it announced in May 2020 that it would close 16 of its least profitable stores. 13. L'Occitane. The beauty and wellness brand in the U.S. filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy during COVID-19. It had 166 stores in the U.S. but closed 23 of them due to the pandemic and bankruptcy. Its sales were down 57% between April and December 2020 compared to the same period a year earlier. 14. Bath & Body Works. It's an American retail store chain that sells soaps, fragrances, candles, and lotions. After the lockdown, sales decreased by 37% compared to the same period in 2019, so the company announced in May 2020 that 50 of its US-based stores would close. The company also fires 130 staff members to cut costs. 15. Microsoft. It may be one of the most profitable stores in the pandemic because millions of people were dependent on its software for their homework. Although Microsoft's earnings were sky-high during COVID-19, they still closed their 70 stores permanently because they focused only on online stores and selling, as all sales moved online. 16. Disney. Disney is an American multinational mass media and entertainment company. Due to the lockdown during the pandemic, a total of 119 stores of Disney have closed, and only 23 stores were operating across the US. There were other factors also due to Disney closing its stores, which was competition from other digital platforms. 17. Brooks Brothers. Brooks Brothers offer stylish modern clothes of every type and accessories for men. Although it is one of the oldest clothing stores in the US, it still suffers due to COVID-19. The company closed 51 stores in July 2020, and then during COVID-19, due to poor online sales, the company filed for bankruptcy protection in July 2020. So due to these problems, a total of 126 stores have been closed by the owners in the US. 18. Godiva. Godiva is a chocolate maker company, and its sales dropped due to a decline in in-person shopping and a change in buying habits during COVID-19. Therefore, in March 2020, all 128 stores Godiva closed across North America. 19. Kay Jewelers. Due to a pandemic in April 2019, Kay Jewelers owners announced closing off 150 stores due to reporting falling sales badly. Later in 2020, the parent company of Kay Jewelers, Signet Jewelers, announced closing 400 more stores in the US. 20. JCPenney. It is an old American department store where you can buy furniture, home decorations, accessories, shoes, and clothes. It closed 242 stores in June 2020 due to bankruptcy, which is 29% of its overall number of stores. In April 2022, they are back with a new brand name. Shopping is back. So let's see whether it will help them survive. 21. Carter's. It is a prominent American designer and marketer of children's apparel. The company revealed in October 2020 that it would permanently close some of its 200 locations in the US. Due to the coronavirus, sales decreased dramatically, so the company closed stores and tried to make online stores to sell their products online. 22. Gap and Banana Republic. It is an upscale clothing and accessories retailer owned by the American multinational Gap Incorporated. Due to worse conditions during the pandemic, Gap and Banana Republic announced in August 2020 to close 225 stores. The company has also announced plans to close 350 stores in North America by early 2024. 23. American Eagle Outfitters. Also known as American Eagle, it is an American lifestyle, clothing, and accessories retailer. This company is closing its outlets in malls to boost its sales. The brand aims to achieve $2 billion by 2023. Therefore, it closed 250 non-profitable outlets based in malls. 24. AT&T. It is an American multinational telecommunications company. It is the world's largest telecommunications company in terms of revenue. Although the company had decided before the pandemic to close its 250 stores and shed 3,400 jobs, the events of 2020 accelerated the action. 25. Francesca's. Its clothing and accessories brand, and by the start of 2021, the company has closed 140 stores. After just 1 month, another 97 of its 700 locations were closed. So within 2 months, 275 stores closed the company in 2021 due to decreased sales and bankruptcy. We hope you have enjoyed our video today, so if you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or recommendations, please let us know in the comments section, and we will respond to them as soon as possible.